Welcome to Good News Day on Laugh Again. Yahoo! Today we feature 3 fantastic things we can learn from COVID. It's not what you think. 6-year-old Callahan McLaughlin of Saanich, British Columbia was looking forward to starting his own lemonade stand once the weather warmed up. But with the arrival of the coronavirus, he decided to improvise. Rather than spending his time watching Netflix, Callahan decided to spread a little joy to his neighbors with a drive-by joke stand. Great idea. Put it at the end of his driveway. Callahan's mother, Kelsey, says she and her husband have already been privileged to hear the bulk of Callahan's jokes. It was time he shared them with a new audience. I told that to my father the day I said, "I'm hungry," and he replied, "Hi, hungry, I'm Dad." Ow. Dad, tell that one to a new audience. Here are a few of Callahan McLaughlin's favorites. How can you tell it's been raining cats and dogs? When you step in a poodle. What do you call a dinosaur that's sleeping? A dinosaur. These guys aren't laughing at all. 2 pickles fell out of the jar onto the floor. What did one say to the other? Deal with it. Deal with it, you guys. Why did the kid cross the playground? To get to the other slide. Passers-by smiled and waved, and Callahan was especially excited to be noticed by movie star Ryan Reynolds and see his story go viral. Best of all, he's happy to spread some joy during turbulent times. There's a lot of stress in this world, he said, and I kind of want to get some smiles on people's faces. Callahan says the jokes are free because he wants people to save their money for more important things, like groceries. Well, I've always said the nice thing about free jokes is that nobody complains when they get their money's worth. Meanwhile, in New York, locked down seniors were smiling. They were visited by old-fashioned snail mail letters. Sahil Swally, a high school junior in Clifton Park, New York, had the idea. Why not get letters into senior living communities where people were unable to entertain visitors during the pandemic? Sahil partnered with more than 30 facilities in upstate New York, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Seniors in care centers and communities began receiving hundreds of messages of encouragement written by volunteers. Cool. And speaking of seniors, among those who recovered from the virus were 102-year-old Italica Grandona in Italy, a 103-year-old Chinese woman, and 106-year-old Connie Titchen of Britain. In Colombia, many parents were forced to cease income-generating activities, which plunged families into desperate financial situations. Compassion, one of my favorite development agencies, which works only through local churches, immediately identified and prioritized the most vulnerable kids and delivered groceries to their families, paid rent when necessary, and overwhelmed families with kindness. Wearing the necessary protective equipment, Christina was one of many compassion workers who brought birthday balloons, a piece of cake, a special gift to each child, and handwritten cards with a Bible promise on them. The children were astonished and delighted. Christina said some of them cried, others shouted out, some just smiled, but all of them were filled with joy. For a few months, we had a picture on our kitchen table of one of them, a smiling boy named Daniel, holding a poster with large letters written in Spanish. Translated into English, it said, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." That's Psalm 91:1. You know, we humans can find help in a crisis by dialing 911, but wherever we live, divine help in a spiritual crisis is as close as another 911. Psalm 91:1. It holds the key to taking courage and finding peace when bad news and tough circumstances seem to have their way. When shadows come, we find our rest by remaining and abiding in the shadow, the refuge of Almighty God, who is our peace. Today is a great day to dial up Psalm 91:1. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. And it's a good day for another joke from a 6-year-old, don't you think? Are you ready? See what you think of this one. What did the Dalmatian say after lunch? That sure hit the spot.
That's great.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Good night. Hey, I just want to thank you because every time you push the subscribe button, something really cool happens to me. And so, would you just push it, just now? Thank you. Oh, pizza. Thank you. Excellent. Pepperoni.